Hey YouTube, welcome back to X TCG, and we are back with another Gundam card game video. In specific, it will be another GD02 dual impact archetype overview, breakdown, whatever you want to call it, and this time it'll be the purple and red cards from After War Gundam X. So strap yourselves in and get ready to enjoy this. I do want to say real quick that while I will make a more dedicated video to this, I just want to let you guys know that yesterday we hit the milestone of 10,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys and your support to this endeavor. You guys mean the world to me, and this is just a really special moment for me. But for now, the grind persists. So if you like this sort of video, like the video, and if you really want to see more Gundam content from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button, join the X fam today, and let's hop into the breakdown. All right, first card up is Garrett Ran and Tifa Adele. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. You've got the level 4 1 cost 1/2. I love the +2 HP stat line because it allows you to have more heft and survivability. But it says when paired, you may discard one. If you do, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal one Vulture unit card amongst them and add it to your hand. Return the remaining cards randomly to the bottom of your deck. So this is cool. The Vulture archetype is going to want you to have a threshold of cards in your drop. Just by playing this, you're going to discard one, so it's still going to be a -1 like any other pilot, but you will at least be able to search the top cards of your deck in order to find a Vulture unit. Now I will say this deck seems like it's going to rely on its extras, its command pilots, so maybe there is a fair amount of chance to whiff here, but you know what, we ball and we risk it for the biscuit. So going over, we now have the first card that Garrett specifically links with, which is going to be Gundam X, and this is going to be a level 4 3 cost 3/4 stat line. During pair Vulture pilot, when destroyed, choose one Vulture unit card that is level 5 or higher from your trash, add it to your hand, and then it links with, of course, Garrett, like I said before. The cool thing is this is going to allow you to just pop the big LR Gundam X from your trash to your hand, and that's gonna be good when you're milling, and then you play this, you know, just like pair it, maybe not even link it, because you could link it if you want the attack right then, but you could always just pair it, and then if it gets anything happens to it, if it gets arrested and popped, you get your card back. Otherwise you can just swing next turn and be reckless with it, because if it gets destroyed, you're getting your ace back. So that's pretty cool. Speaking of said ace, we now have Gundam X, which is one of the first 3 LRs we got revealed for this set, so nobody's surprised. Like, nobody's surprised about this card. However, it does have a lot of implications, as it was the thing that introduced suppression into our field of view. This is a level 7 5 cost, and it is a 6/5 stat line, meaning that pairing it with Garrett puts it up to 7/7, which is monster dub. Now it has suppression, which says damage to shields by an attack is dealt to the first 2 cards simultaneously. Not going to go into this as an entire bit, but I just want to point out some bullet points because I still hear some confusion about suppression. This has to attack and connect to shield cards. If you attack a base card, you are going to only damage the base, not the shield behind it. If you attack a shield card and hit 2 bursts, your opponent, who is getting their shields hit, is going to be able to decide which bursts activate and which order that they activate. Last but not least, these burst effects are interruptive. They will activate when they need to activate. So if you have, you know, a base that just rests a unit, but you also are, and then you have another, you know, card that draws a card, you will be able to be like, or a card that, for instance, let's say you have a card that says deal 3 damage to a rested unit, and then you have another burst card that says rest a unit, and they both get destroyed by a card of suppression. You will be able to say, I'm going to activate this card burst first to rest that unit, then I will activate the second burst second to ping it for 3. So it is going to have a lot of things. It's going to be a little confusing. It will cause a lot of judge calls, but the only thing we can do is keep ourselves updated with the rule book, the FAQs, and the post that our tier 0 judge is doing, and then you know, just constantly make sure that we are playing it as well as possible and keep the other players informed. Now, moving from that, you've got the during link. During your turn, there are 7 or more cards in your trash. All of their Vulture units gain AP +2. We already loved AP boosting effects with the Grandpa RX 78-2, and this is really neat, because essentially what this means is as long as you're playing the deck the way it needs to be played, you're going to be able to open up the road for suppression. Your opponent has a 5 HP base and you have a 3 AP Vulture unit on your field. Congratulations, play out Gundam X, link it with Garrett. That 3 AP is now a 5 AP. You swing at the base, you destroy it, and guess what? Now they're open. They are wide open for the suppression slam. So yeah, this is great, and I like the way this card is designed. feels like a real boss monster, general to the field. Now the next pilot we have, so to speak, is going to be Roy B. Loy, and this is a level 3 1-cost command pilot. The command says comrades come first. Main, if there are 7 or more cards in your trash, choose one friendly vulture unit. During this turn, it may choose an active enemy unit that's level 4 or lower as attack target. A lot of you guys already know that there are some times where your opponent can't game you this turn, but what they can do is play out 2 to 3 bodies and hope that 2 of them, 3 of them stick and they game you next turn. This is just one of those cards that's able to do that. A lot of colors have ways to get in on that sort of board. You know, blue can rest things and swing at it. Green can attack active mode. Green can also burn you with Wing Zero. Red has ways to burn. And then even purple now has like things like, you know, ways to ping, as well as things like Fatal Strike, things like that. But it's cool to have one more avenue of not allowing your opponent just to play out 3 small bodies and then kind of just go ham on your face the next turn. Now, the next card we have here is a Gundam Leopard, and Gundam Leopard is a level 5 4-cost, 4/4 stat line, and then he links specifically with Roy B. Loy, and deploy if there are 7 or more cards in your trash, choose one enemy unit that's level 4 or lower, rest it. I like this because it kind of doubles down on the first effect. If you guys are going back and forth, but you have a couple bodies on board and they play out like 3 bodies, and you have like 2 shields, you can literally play out Gundam Leopard, rest one, and then you can play Comrades Come First and choose another one that allows it to be attacked while in active mode and get rid of 2 of those bodies, and then set yourself up to survive the following turn. So I think this is really good. 4/4 is a solid stat line, goes up to some decent stats no matter what pilot/pilot command you put under it, and I think that's really neat. Then what we have here is Familial Devotion. It's and it also doubles as Witsu as a pilot. It's level 2 1-cost. And then main/action, choose one friendly vulture unit, gains AP +2 during this turn. Doesn't require the trash threshold, but we all are starting to see, I think, how important it is to have battle tricks. You can turn what was going to be a chump into a trade. You can turn what was going to be a base damage into a base knockout. There's a lot of cool things you can do when you start manipulating the AP of your cards. Then you have the next Gundam Leopard, same exact level, same exact stats. You have a level 5 4-cost 4/4. It says during your turn, while there are 7 or more cards in your trash, this unit can't receive effect damage from enemy commands. And this is like so-so. It's cool in the sense that, you know, it protects you from damage from enemy commands, but it's also kind of funky in the sense that, like, you know, it's still, you can still be damaged by enemy units, which there's a fair amount of burn distributed between the units and then the commands. But hey, it's cool to know that we have some sort of counterplay to burn. I'm just not sure how well this is going to stick. Now, the next card that we have going for us is Gundam Airmaster. And Gundam Airmaster is a level 4 3-cost 4/3 blocker that can link. As you can see, there's a lot of cards that can link in this deck, so yeah, look, we ball. But yeah, Gundam Airmaster is going to be cool just to have a blocker and protect your shields and bases from getting immediately reamed. And then the next card we have here is going to be Gundam Airmaster Fighter Mode. This is a level 3 2-cost 3/3 stat line vulture trait, and now you've seen that there's pretty much every card in this deck can link, meaning that this is going to be some hard and fast damage. You're going to be able to get some attacks out fast, and if they destroy your linked unit, then congratulations, now you have 2 more cards in the trash to fuel your 7 or more threshold. So I'm kind of liking the design strategy of this deck as like a hard and fast deck. It seems like it's late game because of Gundam X, but like it kind of is like a mid-range aggression deck in my opinion. Now the next card we have here is the Janice Custom. It's just a level 1 1-cost 1/2 stat line. Could very well be used. You can always pump it up with Familial Devotion to get rid of an EX base, so you can play this out turn 1, then Familial Devotion turn 2, and just kind of start pressing in from there. So I'm not mad at it. I don't love the card, but I'm not mad at it. And then the next card we have here is the base, the Frieden. Frieden is a level 2 1-cost 0/5 HP warship. Burst deploy this card, deploy, add one of your shields to your hand, destroyed, place top 2 cards of your deck into the trash. So it does everything it's supposed to. It protects your shields to a degree, and then if they destroy it, you're going to mill the top 2 cards of your deck, which is going to hopefully turn on your threshold and make your deck more formidable. So it's not like anything flashy, it's not anything broken, but it is going to further your schemes, and it's going to protect your shields, which is what more can you ask for from a base, you know? Now this next card I'm actually very excited about. This is actually Decisive Last Resort. And Decisive Last Resort is a level 5 4-cost Burst, choose one enemy unit that is level 3 or lower, choose deal 2 damage to it. So even as a burst, they could potentially get an attack off the field, which I love, but it's the main that really gets me going. Choose 6 purple unit cards in your trash, exile them from the game. If you do, choose one enemy unit and destroy it. This sounds sick, nasty. It's point and click removal. It's actually hard removal, and I think that this is going to be a monstrous dub for control decks where you're, you know, kind of controlling the board. You know you're going to take over in game, but in the meantime, if your opponent plays anything that's too scary, bam, decisive last resort, get it out the way. Now, this is kind of weird because you have to exile like 6 purple units, not purple cards, so there's gonna be a limit how many times you use this. I feel like you're only gonna be using this like at most 2 times per game, but hey, maybe the milling and the dropping of purple white will exceed my expectations. But I think purple white is going to abuse this card. It'll be the easiest to use in that color combination, and I'm here for a card like this. Next, you have Awakened Power. And Awakened Power is interesting. It's a level 6 2 cost main. Choose one unit card that is level 5 or lower from your trash. Pay its cost to deploy it. So cool that you can have a revive. Uncool that it's not just a card that costs more and cheats out a card. You actively will have to pay the cost again. But there are some cool things that you can do. Like if you want to play out the first Gundam X we talked about, you can play Awakened Power for 2, pay 3 more, so a total of 5. Play out Awakened Power and then link it, or it's actually just pair it with one of the command pilots from Vulture, and then you have a card that can sit there and harass your opponent starting next turn. But if it's destroyed, you can bring back Big Boy Gundam X from your trash and then link it actually with Garrett and then just go sicko mode. So I think this is a really cool card. Time will tell if it's actually able to be used. So yeah, but hey, there's one more thing. If you can hear this right now, you probably like the video, and if you like the video, I implore you to like the video. Also, if you want to see more Gundam card game content in the future, hit that subscribe button. But at the same time, we are up to a bunch of different things in Universe X, so if you want to go in the description and check out those links. I do have my second channel at Universe X Media, where I stream games, I play games, I cover anime, I cover manga, especially when Dragon Ball Super comes back. And right now, I am currently streaming Pokemon Legends ZA, as well as Digimon Story Time Stranger, as well as Dragon Ball Gexen Squadra. So if you want to get on that, help support me there, that would be much appreciated. Also, I have the links to my Twitch and my Twitter, which I'm trying to both get them above 1,000 followers. So if you like to go there and just hit the follow button, that would mean a lot to me. It'll help me get in the door for a lot of content creator programs that will help this channel out as a whole. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, and let's get back to the content. Next card we got here is Shagia Frost. It's a level 4, 1 cost, 1/2, once again base stats. And then during link attack, choose one of your new UNE units against AP +2 during this turn. A lot of you guys have pointed out that this can target himself, the unit he's piloting. So this is cool because he can turn himself into a massive threat, or he can turn something small into a bigger threat. This actually makes me feel like this is a perfect pilot to say, hey, this guy is a commander of his board, he takes control and he does that work. So I'm very happy with this effect as far as it goes within its archetype. Now moving on to his signature unit, we have got the Gundam Versago, and when I look at this, I had a homie that told me this looks like a love child of Epion and Shenlong, and now I can't get it out of my head because it really does. Gundam Versago is a level 5 4 cost 4/4 stat line, breach 1. This says deploy if there are 3 or less enemy shields, choose one enemy unit with 5 or less AP, deal 2 damage to it. I love and I hate this card because it's a Punisher effect. If you're already winning, or you guys are around decent tempo by the time of the game, you're going to win harder, you're gonna get a cool effect. But if your opponent's been playing out blocker after blocker after blocker, removing your field the turn it comes down, or the turn after it comes down, then you're gonna be sitting here not having a deploy effect with this unit, in which case having a 4/4 with breach 1 that you paid 4 for is very lackluster. So we have to kind of see where this card goes and how it plays out in the future. I'm so on it, you know what I'm saying? I'm so on it. Then going over into the next card, we have Ulba Frost, and Ulba Frost is a level 3 1 cost that just has burst. Add this card to your hand. Of course, he's a hard pilot, and then you have +1/+1 as a stat line. During your turn, when this unit destroys an enemy unit paired with a new type pilot with battle damage, draw 1. This is cool and not cool. A lot of new type links are very strong, right? And like that is what it is. Like, yes, you will have your Saylas every now and then, but you think about it. Think about the new type pilots that are currently in the game going hard. You have Amuro, you have Benager, you have Merida, you have, right now, for the most part, that is kind of like most of them. I'm gonna say Char, there we go. You have some high AP things, and coming out in this set, you have like Lala, you have Garrett, you have I'm missing so many more. I am so sorry. But the point is, you have, oh, Machu, Shuji, things like that. You have a lot of bodies that will be hard to just punch over, right? You have Camille, you have Quattro, you have a lot of cards that are going to be hard to punch over while still surviving. But you know what? A crash and draw one is better than a crash and draw nothing, right? And if there's for some reason a smaller card on the board, you can always get, like, you know, one swing, a draw, and then they have to respond to this in hopes that you don't get to crash and draw again. So it's decent. I just don't feel the best about it. Now the next card we have here is Gundam Astron. Gundam Astron is a deploy. Choose one of your new UNE units. It gains high maneuver during this turn. It's 3/2, 3/2 stats, level 3/2 cost and 3/2 stats with Olba Frost, the linking partner. This is literally G Fighter except with more hoops, because G Fighter could link with Amuro, Sayla, Hayato, Kai, and whenever they decide to print Ryu, it'll be on Ryu as well. But this only has one linking partner, making it significantly worse, and it's in a more restricted archetype. So it's like Gun Cannon if Gun Cannon was ghetto, and that sucks. So yeah. But you know, within archetype, it'll be fine, I'm sure. Now, the next card we have here is Datrus Command. Actually, did we, what? Sorry. The next card we have here is Gundam Astron. And Gundam Astron is a level 4 3 cost. 3/3 stat line, that's pretty interesting. And then we have this activate main support 2, which is going to be nice. And then deploy, choose one of your other new UNE units. It can't receive battle damage from enemy units with 2 or less HP during this turn. So this is actually really, really cool for a couple of reasons. One, you can get rid of weenies very easily, allowing your new UNE unit to go in and just do the deed and not have to worry about the crackback. The other cool thing is it's one of the rare cards that limits on HP. And when it limits on HP, you can actually manipulate that. If you burn something down to 2 and then you swing like a straight up like token into it, you know, you get a swing with Versago, you boost something up, you swing with a token, that token can take out something huge. If you could put a wing 0 down to 2 AP, you could then swing with any new UNE unit at it after using this deploy effect and destroy the wing 0 without worrying about your other damage coming through and taking your unit. So I think that's actually really, really neat. It goes up to a 4/4 for 4 once you have Olba under it, and I think that's actually pretty nice. Then it has the support too, so overall I'm kind of happy with it. And the fact that it's activate main, support 2, and deploy is great, because if something's at 2 HP, like let's say that wing 0 is at 2 HP and you have like a singular token, a 0/1 token, which we'll get to soon, you could play out this card, choose that token, and then activate main support 2 to make that token a 2/1, then swing that 2/1 into wing 0. I guess that wouldn't, well, I mean, you'd have to play it the turn before. Wing 0 couldn't have been played that previous turn. It'd have to be on board already because it would have cleared the token. The point is, you're seeing what I'm saying. Are you getting what I'm putting down? Okay, cool. So that's pretty neat. The next card we have here is Datrus Command. Datrus Command is a level 2/2 cost, 3/1 stat line, and it says destroyed. If you have another new UNE in play, drop or deploy one rested Datrus new UNE AP 0 HP 1 unit token to the board. It's kind of funky. Being rested means that your opponent can just swing onto it if they don't want it to persist in the next turn, or if they're playing blue, they can just ping it, or if they're playing red, they can definitely ping it. And I think that's actually a really scary thing, so I don't really have a lot of faith in these tokens surviving. The next card we have here is the Datrus Weapon. The Datrus Weapon is a level 2/2 cost that says deploy. If you have another new UNE unit in play, deploy one rested Datrus new UNE token. And once again, it has to survive. It comes in rested, it has 1 HP. It's not long for this world. It's clearly a grunt, so we'll have to see if this play even works. Like, your opponent just playing one Kshatriya with a Merida under it can get rid of 3 tokens, and so I'm not really that high onto it. And then we have the last card in this set for the red After War Gundam X archetype, and that's going to be well, new UNE. That's going to be Dotris, a level 1 cost activate main support 1/1/1. I have told you guys how I feel about turn 1 supporters. I feel like turn 2 or turn 3 supporters are the most superior because they come out and they buff what's already on the board to come through and make damage. This card feels really awful to me because you have to play it out, it has to survive, you have to play out another card, and then you have to survive one more turn along with the card you're playing out that needs to be supported, and then on the third turn you can finally use this card, and that just gives your opponent a lot of time to play around with your board. I don't approve of that at all. I think it's like just not really great design. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think there is some promise. I think new UNE is very interesting. There's some really cool effects, but I do think it's narrow. There aren't too many cards there, so it's going to be kind of hard, in my opinion, to build a full deck off of it. Also, the Dotris token system is pretty decent, but with the 1 HP, there's just far too many ways to interact with them in this current game that just feel like you'll never get the tokens off the ground. That's just me. And then you also don't want a whole board that's susceptible to wing 0, and then token spam is already kind of funky just because of the fact that we have a limit of 6 units that can be in play, so you're always going to be limited to how many real bodies versus fake bodies you can have on the board. Very, very interesting. Now, the other thing I want to say though is that purple gives me a lot of promise. Almost every card in the Gundam X purple kind of set can link, and so you're gonna have a lot of fast and hard damage. The command pilots have great effects, whether they're commands or pilots, and then Garrett is a monster, and then Gundam X is a monster, and it looks like there might actually be something there. Not to mention, we're definitely gonna get support because there's at least one upgrade from Gundam X that I am aware of that will probably be in the game at some point. But I have hopes for this. If not, I think that Gundam X, Decisive Last Resort, I think these things could really slot into a command type of deck. So overall, I'm just super excited to see what we can get into with this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I appreciate each and every one of you guys watching these videos. It really does mean a lot to me. Like I said, thank you guys for pushing me over 10K subscribers. Love you guys. And yeah, if you guys want to show that support, like I said, like the video, hit that subscribe button, go in the description and see if you can help me get my Twitch and my Twitter over 1,000 followers each. That would be much appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.